The German state's most powerful Wunderwaffe is the lie. One could even say that the German state is founded on carefully constructed lies. Examples are: during the process of German reunification, the land on which the Berlin Wall had been built came into dispute. The land had been dispossessed by the East German state to build the wall according to military law. This was even illegal back then, because Berlin was being demilitarized on order of the Allies. When the Berlin Wall was torn down, the state of West Germany declared this land as its property. In the German Constitutional Court, Chancellor Helmut Kohl declared that Russia had demanded all of the dispossessions must not be reversed, and the court ruled in favor of the German state. Mikhail Gorbachev later said that Russia did not demand anything. Besides, as we have seen, dispossessions were done according to East German military law, which was not even applicable in Berlin. This should give you an idea of how openly the totalitarian German state is lying. The UN Resolution 418 prohibited military cooperation with South Africa because of the apartheid system. Still, German companies like Daimler-Benz and Rheinmetall delivered weapons and military equipment to South Africa. In 2010, victims of the apartheid regime sued several companies, including Daimler-Benz and Rheinmetall, in US courts for delivering weapons in breach of the UN resolution. Germany declared that this would affect German sovereignty because Daimler-Benz and Rheinmetall were German companies, despite these companies being transnational and having branches in the United States. The German embassy in the United States wrote a letter to the court trying to exert pressure to drop the case. They argued that the legal practice in Germany would be hampered by the case. Well, there may be the danger that the totalitarian German state and its perversion of justice may be exposed in direct competition with the US court. But fact is that branches of transnational companies are acting under the jurisdiction of the country they are active in. They do not enjoy immunity, nor can they choose a jurisdiction of convenience. In Germany we actually have a similar legal situation. As long as a person or a company holds property in Germany, civil cases can be fought against them in German courts. But, as we have seen already, the administration of the German state systematically uses confirmed lies to its advantage. Germany claims that as a state it has immunity from persecution in foreign courts. But of course German courts do not respect such an immunity of other states. On 12th of July 2011, a Munich court seized the Boeing 737 of Thailand's Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn to assure the payment of 38 million euros. Walterbau had built a highway in Thailand in the 1980s. The company went broke in 2005, and in 2007 the liquidator demanded an additional compensation of 38 million euros, claiming that Thailand did not stick to the contract. According to Thailand, the case is not even finally settled. The seizure was even illegal by German law, as the plane was property of the Crown Prince and only registered by the Thailand Air Force. Still, the aircraft was not released till the complete demand of 38 million euros was paid for by Thailand on 9th of August. Under-Secretary of State Pieper of the Foreign Office claimed the independence of the German justice. Probably this refers to the independence from facts and the law. Now we have evidence that German courts are independently backing actions of the German administration, while courts in other countries take orders by the administration of the German state. That's corruption everywhere, except for Germany. As we see, the German state, its administration and its courts do not respect any state immunity, except of course for the atrocities they themselves had committed during World War II, as we shall see. The same liquidator had an Airbus of Lebanese Middle East Airlines being seized in Istanbul in 2005 to enforce a payment of 7.1 million euros by the Lebanese state to Walterbau. Here again the planes were not property of the Lebanese state, not even of the airline. They had been leased from a French company. Most, if not all, of the crimes committed by German authorities during World War II had been illegal, even under the law of the Third Reich. The German administration did not even trouble themselves with writing down laws of convenience. Germany was going to rule the world, why should they bother? Even in a 1944 heuristic commentary, the author pointed to the fact that the euthanasia of handicapped was illegal and that a law urgently was needed to legalize the murder. If German courts would respect the law, they had to compensate victims of Third Reich atrocities illegal at the time they were committed. A notice written by an official or an order does not invalidate the law. Since World War II, victims of German atrocities again and again demanded compensation. The German state just denied all demands. Of course, the victims lost every case in the courts of the German totalitarian state. As a result, Greek victims from Distomo sued the German state in Greek courts. Germany was sentenced in 2000 to pay 28 million euro. Property of the German state, like the Goethe Institute, had been seized and were to be sold in an auction. Then Germany, disrespecting state immunity and the independence of the Greek court, forced the Greek government to halt the auction. After the Greek state halted the auction, the Greek victims also had sued Germany in Italy, and again won in court. After Italy had surrendered to the Allies in 1943, Germany deported hundreds of thousands of Italian soldiers to Germany. In most cases they were denied the status of prisoner of war and forced to work. This did not bother the German justice after the war. Till today, German courts declare them to have been prisoners of war, and on that ground deny any compensation. So Italians, having been forced to work in Germany, sued Germany in Italian courts for compensation. In 2008, Germany was sentenced to pay. To secure these payments, property of the German state, including the Villa Vigoni at Lake Como, were seized. After many futile efforts in German courts, Italian victims of punitive murders also had sued the German state in Italian courts. In 2008, relatives of 200 persons murdered by the German Wehrmacht were entitled to a compensation of 1 million euro by the highest Italian court. Now in September 2011, the German state, disregarding its own laws, disregarding the independence of other states' justice, disregarding state immunity of other states, is dragging Italy to the International Court of Justice in Den Haag, Netherlands, and demands the rejection of justified claims for compensation of atrocities committed by German authorities. There can be no doubt that the German administration, as usually, will be lying in court to their convenience.